This is my subject number 2 and my subject is grade 6 student.
Asar Process by John Suryo Reyes. Suka is the Tagalog term of vinegar and Paumbong is a place in Bulacan where early Spaniards named the town because of its hot area planted with bamboo. Actually, the Paumbong word was derived from bumbong, a container made of bamboo. The old way of fermenting the vinegar, suka, was through this container. Sukang paumbong is one of the well-known products of Bulacan. Paumbong has a vast plantation of sasa or nipa palm. This plant is usually found along the estuary where salt water and fresh water flow. From its matured bungang sasa, nipa palm fruits. These fruits are being burned for 1 week to produce one juice, and it is locally termed as pagsikad. First, tuba, gateres, manunuba. Use sharp knife to grate the endment of the sasa branch. Second, of second, a bumbong will the use as the container of the sasa juice when it comes next. Gathered sasa juice will be transferred into a large container called tapayan, jar. After 2 or 3 weeks of the process, then they will use a strainer to eliminate the dregs from the juice. Finally, after weeks of fermenting the vinegar in container, sukang paumbong will be tasted and now is ready to be arranged right in your dining table. Asar Process
In the title, the learner said SAR.
by John Suryo Reyes. Suka is the Tagalog term of vinegar.
The learner said off instead of for.
And Paumbong is a place in Bulacan where early Spaniards named the town
The learner said early instead of earlier.
because of its hot
In the word off, I heard op. In the word huge, the learner said haj.
area planted with bamboo. Actually, the Paumbong word was derived
The word derived was mispronounced to drive.
from bumbong, a container made of bamboo. The old way of fermenting the vinegar, suka,
The learner added the word or after the word vinegar to separate the word inside the parenthesis.
was through this container.
The learner mispronounced the word through to trot.
Sukang paumbong is one of the well-known products of Bulacan. Paumbong has a vast plantation
This time the word vast was mispronounced to bast.
of sasa or nipa palm. This plant is usually found along the estuary where salt water and fresh water flow. From its matured bungang sasa, nipa palm fruits. These fruits are
In the word fruits, I heard fruits.
being burned for 1 week
The learner said fror instead of for.
To produce one juice.
The learner changed the word more to one.
And it is locally termed.
The learner added s to eat. The learner said term instead of termed.
As pagsikad. First, tuba, gateres, manunuba.
The learner mispronounced the word gatherers to gatheres.
Use sharp knife to grate the endment of the sasa branch.
The learner said gray instead of great. The learner said op instead of off.
Second, a bumbong will the use as
The learner changed the word be to the word the.
the container of the sasa juice when it comes.
On the second time, the learner added s to eat and omitted the word out.
Next, gathered sasa juice will be transferred
This time, the learner said catered instead of gathered.
into a large container called tapayan, erdechar.
The learner said earthechar instead of earthen jar.
After 2 or 3 weeks of the process,
The learner said the instead of that.
then they will use a strainer to eliminate the dregs from the juice. Finally, after weeks of fermenting the vinegar in container,
This time the learner said vinegar and omitted the word the.
sukang paumbong will be taste.
The learner said taste instead of tasted.
And now is ready to be arranged right
The learner said arrange instead of arranged.
in your dining table.